Alright, let me start talking at you. Zippo Blu versus the Ronson Jetlite. Now, this is surprisingly going to be a bit of a different tone than the last video I did comparing Zippo and Ronson with the Windy and the Zippo windproof lighters. Because in that video, there was pretty much a clear-cut winner, in my opinion, of the Zippo windproof lighter, who will be making an appearance later in this video. But here it's much different. There is not a clear-cut winner, and in fact, it may even be the opposite of the Zippo, hint, hint. So let's start talking about them. What we have here are two Zippo Blues. I have my user one, which is the Blue 2, and I have my one for display, which is the gold. What the hell do they call this? Golden hologram Zippo with the little gold and the holograms. And we also have a Ronson Jetlite. Now, let's start right off the bat with what I think is the biggest distinction between these two sets of lighters here, the price. As you can see, the Zippo Blu, a bit pricey up here. If we take a look at the price of $70. I didn't pay that. That was an eBay purchase, or it was an Amazon purchase. You know how these things go. I think I got it for about $30. Same goes with this. This had a price of about $60 or $70, and I got it for about $30. That's vastly more than these. These usually go for $3. It might vary depending on where you are, but I've bought these Jetlites twice. Couldn't tell you where the first one was. I think it got thrown out or something like that. But it was $3 both times. Vastly cheaper. That is obviously the first difference here. Another difference is going to, of course, be the looks. This is about the one and only case in which the Zippo wins. The Zippo Blu has hundreds of different designs in their Zippo Blu, not as much as their windproof, which has tens of thousands, but the Blue has a lot of really cool designs, and a lot of them are very, very cool, looking like this gold hologram. And there's the blue, there's vertical chrome, there's different designs for different sports teams, there's different finishes on chrome that you can only get on the Blue, herringbone finishes. Tons of different designs for the personalization factor. That's why a lot of people like the Zippos. They can get their personal lighter, and it's special to them. The Ronson Jetlite, on the other hand, not so much. There's about 4 different designs, and they're basically with lines, without lines, and maybe a bit darker on the chrome. I think they consider that an engraving plate. Yeah, the day I put my name on this is the day I walk across the street with Ronald McDonald taped to my back. Now, again, what they do with the Jetlites is, I don't know why they do this, but they put the design on the wrong side. A right-handed person is going to pick up this lighter, flip it open, and hold it like this. And the design, which is the Ronson name and these slashes here, is on the back. Zippo does it right. Of course, these are omnidirectional Zippos here, so it doesn't matter which direction you hold them. But if there was a label or something on it, it would be on the normal side for opening it up as a right-handed person. A+ on that, so I guess you're not all terrible, Zippo Blue, but don't worry, your time will come in this video. So yes, here you go. This is what they both look like open. If we take a look here, that's what the Zippo looks like, a little bit more detailed than the Jetlite, but herein lies one of the gimmicky problems with the Zippo. It has this windscreen here with a Z. First of all, I think that is incredibly gimmicky. It's supposed to be copying off of the windscreen here for the windproof lighters, but this actually serves a purpose, letting the wind pass through and over the wick so you know it doesn't blow it out. Whereas it does not serve a purpose here on the jet lighters, because when you're talking about gas coming out, you don't need that windscreen there. That's where Ronson gets that correct. There is no windscreen there. Not really a bad thing. It doesn't take away from the functionality, really, because, again, it doesn't matter if it's there or not, but that Z windscreen is a bit gimmicky, if you ask me. And they did it just to pay homage to their regular Zippo's windscreen, but why did you guys make it a Z? Just make it a frickin' regular hole pattern. Anyway, that's a small thing. But what that does play into is reliability. The reliability of these two. Ooh, Zippo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you by saying reliability here. And of course, I mean Zippo Blu. Let's not talk about that guy. It's not good. I've made the update video saying that there was a second generation insert, and there is. The first generations were really bad and they had a lot of problems, but the second generations are not much better. If I'm going out to smoke a cigar, which is the reason I deal in these jet lighters. I usually do not take the blue for the simple fact that it probably isn't going to light reliably as I need it. Right now, I have no idea if it's going to light or not. Hey, it lit for this video. Congratulations. I wouldn't put my life on it. I wouldn't trust my life on it. My god, I sound like my own worst enemy in the last video I posted, but I wouldn't trust my cigar lighting on it at all. Whereas with these jet lights here, they are really reliable. I've really not had many problems with these jet lights. They're fantastic, and when you consider that it's $3 versus 10 times that, well, that's a big deciding factor there. With this reliability, I have to also mention the purposes of these lighters. Now, if we were talking about, let's bring back our friend here, the windproof Zippo. If we're talking about the windproof Zippo versus the Ronson Windy, their purposes, I think, are quite simple. When you have these older wick lighters, these older design wick lighters, the Zippo design, they're more for collectability, and they're more for having that old nice soft flame, and the history. Let's talking about why I like the Zippos. The history of the Zippos there. You know, these were what was issued to the guys in World War II. You can, you know, put them through hell and they'll still light. They have a fantastic warranty. There's a great history, great American company. That's the reason why you're going to get a Zippo, and of course the copy, the Ronson Windy there. That's how I see a Zippo. Yeah, they're really functional. You know, if you want to light, I'm not in New York, fireworks, you know, they're fun to light fireworks. Of course, you can light cigarettes with them, and little cigarillos, which I sometimes light with these. I don't smoke cigarillos very often, though I smoke cigars. Just not that often either. Yes, that's the purpose of the Zippos, you know, the heritage, and it's cool, you know, it's cool to hear the click, and, you know, Zippos are fun. That's why we like them. On the other hand, I believe jet lighters, like these over here, are purpose-built. If you get a jet lighter like these, you're getting them for a purpose. Typically, that's cigar lighting, because you don't light cigars with regular Zippos because they ruin the flavor of the first few puffs. You don't want that fluid flavor, because we all know the smell of Zippo fluid. Of course, you're not going to light on camera for me there. We all know the smell of Zippo fluid. That's fantastic, but it's not as fantastic when you're tasting it through the first puff of your nice stick. Whereas with the butane, these lighters right here, you don't get that. So that's why people prefer the butane lighters here. So they're purpose-built, meaning you get them specifically for that purpose. And when you get an unreliable lighter like these blue lighters right here, that's not good. Whereas you can get a little cheapy jet light like this, and it's going to be reliable pretty much 100% of the time. So I think the purpose kind of hurts this lighter because of its unreliability. With a purpose-built lighter, you want that reliability, it's just not here. And the reason I think it is not there is because of the ignition system. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have these sparks fly out and light it like that, but it's not nearly as reliable as a little electronic click, like with this jet lighter. That's why the vast majority of jet lighters use that little piezoelectric spark, and that's just why they do it, because this flint ignition system is just not as reliable. You can't be having those dusty flint sparks going into a air injector, a gas injector, whatever you would like to call that, a fuel valve. You just can't do that. In fact, if I tap this lid enough and we open it up here, and I zoom in or focus, what do you see in the lid right here? You see tons of flint dust, and if you're getting that in the fuel valve, that's not a particularly good thing. In addition, they use a not very high quality plastic, plastic, yes, I guess it is plastic insert, that if you took this out, which you do by, you can't do it yourself because there's an epoxy over the screw, but if you took it out, there would be a plastic insert that, you know, works the valve, and the fuel canister is in there and such. It's not very high quality, which is a disappointment coming from Zippo, a great American company. I think that's also part of my, where I lose my appeal. Zippos are entirely made in America, you know, using brass and cotton and great American ingredients, whereas this kind of uses a Chinese cheapo insert in a Zippo case. So, let's take, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up this Ronson Jetlite from the bottom. I'll show you how to do it, because it's very simple to do if you've never opened one of these up before. You take your little Phillips head screwdriver and you focus on the bottom here, and you're just going to take this screw out right here, which I will do. I'll try not to lose it as well so I can even put it back together. Oh, popped right out. And then, interestingly enough, you actually take it out by the lid. You can just pull the lid and the whole insert will come out. Now you see this plastic insert here. That's great for a $3 lighter. This is what they look like on the inside. You have your sparker and your fuel tank here and all that stuff. And you put it back in. And that is great for a $3 lighter. But for a $60 lighter, considering it's just the same plastic innards that you have on these $3 lighters, I'm very disappointed in you, Zippo. Not only does that hurt the actual performance of it with poor reliability, but it also hurts the, the reason we like the Zippos. They're made in America, and they're made with quality materials and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's another spot that Zippo is just lacking. That you got quality in the materials. It really just kind of feels cheap. The click's not the same. It feels like it's just not made as well as a regular windproof Zippo. And if I'm gonna get a product that's just not made as well and just stuck the Zippo name on there, just spend the $3 and get a Jetlite. So, long story short, I'm thoroughly disappointed with the Zippo Blu line. Yes, I have them because I gotta collect the Zippo stuff because I'm a Zippo collector. But would it be my first choice in an actual user item? Not really. I would just use it to say, hey, I'm using something made by Zippo, which it seems that is in fact where this whole line came from, the Zippo Blu line. It's been kind of a, Zippo doesn't have a jet lighter yet for us cigar smokers. Can you put one out? Sure, and they slap their name on the blue. And yeah, not so much. It's using the name to sell. That even comes into play with the warranty. Like I said, if you take this epoxy out of the focus, out of this hole right here, if you take this epoxy out, you void your warranty, so you can't even open it up. I mean, that's a lot of fun of these lighters again, open it up and taking the case out, or excuse me, taking the insert out and filling it up. You got your felt, you got your rayon in there, filling them up, maintaining your Zippos. You can pretty much fix any Zippo problem yourself unless you break the hinge off or something. And even if you can't, you got that fantastic lifetime warranty, whereas if you try to open up this, your warranty is void. It does have a lifetime warranty, and like I said, I have sent it back before to get the new insert, but the fact that they're being so stingy about it, saying, yeah, but if you, take the epoxy out of the thing on the bottom, they're not gonna warranty it. Whereas with regular Zippos, you could drop them in a Blendtec blender, and they could be in a million pieces, and you could send them back, and they'd give you a new one. So, little, I don't know, it just the whole thing feels cheesy. That's I guess to wrap it up. And when you're talking functionality, you can get a cheesy lighter for $30, or you can get one that actually functions for $3. Just go with the Jetlite. There, I actually made the distinction and said it. Go with the Jetlite. Unfortunately, I can't give the Zippo the A+ for this because of the lack of reliability, the Chinese parts, and the cheesiness of the warranty. I can't give it to Zippo for the blue. I believe they made a new one that isn't in this shape anymore. It's actually more in a traditional shape. It almost looks like a regular size Zippo combined with a slim, and it still has, I don't know what ignition system it's using. I only recently learned about it. Not really high hopes, but hey, if they fix the line, that'd be great. Maybe I'll have more on that in the future. Probably will, because, I like to collect Zippo things. But as for the Zippo Blu versus the Ronson Jetlite, if you're into Zippos as much as I am, get the blue. But if you're just in it for a purpose-built lighter, which I feel that these lighters are, you can't go wrong with the Ronson Jetlite, as much as I do not like Ronson as a company. But as for windproof, like I said, we've already had the comparison between the Zippo windproof and the Ronson Windy. You can't beat a Zippo. And that's about it. So that is the Zippo Blu versus the Ronson Jetlite. And get the Ronson Jetlite. I mean what? What? No, I'm sorry, Zippo, I didn't say that. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and take it easy, guys.